Hey, what's up everyone? So right now you're listening to the Hollyland Lark 150 dual channel wireless microphone system, and I'm using the lavalier mic plugged directly into it, the one that comes with it. And it's a pretty windy day out here, so we're basically doing a wind test right now and an audio test to see how this sounds, to see if it cuts down the wind with the lapel mic and with just the foam pop filter on instead of using a dead cat. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this on the transmitter itself, connect that up here. We're going to see how that sounds. Man, this freaking camera gets heavy. So I have this plugged into my Canon EOS R6, and basically this video is just going to be an unboxing. I'm going to show you guys what this comes with, and then towards the end of this video I'm going to do a firmware update on the transmitter and receivers. At least I'm going to try to, and I'm going to show you how not so ideal it is, because the app that they have you use is in Chinese, and then you have to follow along with a PDF file while you're trying to do the update. And it's just, I don't know if the update actually went through, and before I updated it I didn't know how to check what firmware version I was on, but now I know how to do that, so I'll show you that in the end as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please make sure you guys stick around for more, because I will be doing a range test both facing away from the camera and also facing to the camera. I get really irritated when people try to do a range test and only face the camera, because that's not an ideal situation when you're recording, especially when you're doing the stuff that I'm doing with reviews and unboxings and e-biking and all kind of stuff, riding my scooter, electric scooters and stuff. So it's just not ideal that you're always facing the camera. So if it's something you want to learn more about, like I said, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you on the next one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and unplug the lapel mic here and plug the Fairy microphone cover on here. Put this up here, and now this is with just the transmitter with the dead cat clipped on the end, the one that they give you with it. So how does this sound? Let's see how this sounds with the wind. Give it a minute till, there it goes, it's wind's blowing now. So how does this sound? Is this cutting down the wind noise, and does it sound better than the lapel mic out here in the wind? Now, as a full disclaimer, Hollyland did send me this set of mics to test out, but they are not paying me to make this video, and they have no say-so or influence on anything I'm going to say about them. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's take a look at this and see what's all included in the Hollyland Lark 150. So you get a nice little aftermarket sales card here. You get the user manual. You get the main charging case, which houses both the transmitters and the receiver really nicely, and then all your accessories. You get a nice pouch that houses the microphones and all your accessory cables. Now, one thing that I really like about this kit is that it comes with two lavalier mics, and a lot of kits charge you extra for these, but they do include both of these. They have pop foam filters on them, and they also actually give you two extra foam filters in case you lose the ones that are on the mics. But these are TRS microphones, and they will plug directly into the transmitters or into a DSLR without any adapters, which is very nice. You get a TRS to TRS cable for attaching to DSLRs, and you also get a TRS to TRRS cable for attaching to smartphones. You get the USB-A to USB Type-C charge cable to charge the charging case, and you also get two Fairy wind muffs to attach to the top of the transmitters. Now, these have a little nub on them that goes down into the microphone port of the transmitters. That's how they clip on, and it kind of wraps around each side of the transmitter to keep it from twisting. So once you push this thing on there, it secures it pretty good and stays on pretty nicely. I haven't seen any issues with them coming off. Now, what's really nice about this charging case is that as soon as you plug these in here, it recharges these up, and you will be able to recharge both the receiver and the transmitters about 2.5 times with this charging case. One really cool feature is that as soon as you remove them from the case, they instantly turn on and sync up, so you don't have to worry about fumbling with the buttons to turn them on, or if you forget to turn one or the other on, you don't have to worry about it. They automatically turn on and link up. One thing though that you have to remember is if you take these out of the case and you're not ready to use them immediately, you want to make sure that you don't forget to shut them off so that it does not drain your battery life. Now, when you're done recording with these, you just put them back in the case. You don't have to shut them off. They will shut off automatically and continue to charge as soon as you put them in the case. When they're in the case on the receiver, it will tell you the battery life of both the receiver, both transmitters, and then the upper battery level is the battery level of the case itself. Now, this case takes approximately 2.5 hours to charge, and the batteries on the transmitters last about 4 hours each, and on the receiver lasts about 7.5 hours. The only downfall that I've seen to this system, even though this is a very nice system with the recharging case and a really nice feature, the only downfall is you cannot charge these externally. There is no ports other than this charge port here for the case. There's no port on here to run a power bank to it if you run low on power. So the only way to charge these is to put them in the battery case itself. And the same thing goes for the receiver as well. There is no external charge port. So now on this receiver, you have your line out, which will connect to your camera. You have a headphone out, which you can monitor your sound, your on and off button. Now, what's cool about this is you can mute each transmitter from the receiver, or you can mute it from the transmitter itself. Really nice feature. And you can also control your level output of each transmitter with this, which is nice because if you have two people mic'd up to each one of these and one person is louder than the other, you can control your gain and turn it down on the person that's louder or turn it up on the person that's not speaking loud enough. Another nice thing is too, you know which transmitter is on which side because you have a dark blue and a light blue. So you can see that the light blue is on the upper one and the dark blue is on the lower one. And then when they are muted, the lights actually turn orange on your receiver so you'll know if it's muted or not. Now you can update the firmware on these when these are attached to the charging case. I downloaded the app. We're going to try to show you how to update the firmware. Now it does seem a little clunky because everything is in Chinese, so we're going to try to fumble our way through it. They do give you a PDF to follow, so we're going to go ahead, open it up on the computer and see if we can get these things updated. So when you go to the Hollyland website, under the help section, you could search for firmware update for Lark 150, and you could see here this update 4 days ago optimized the battery LED display, improved the UV meter display, and solved the charging issue. So what you want to do is you want to download this hardware firmware upgrade guidance PDF, and then in there it will give you the link to download the firmware that you need to do this update. And also in this PDF it shows you step by step how exactly to do this, but you can see here that the app is in Chinese, so it does kind of give you some English there to show you how to do it. So we're going to see if we can fumble through this and figure it out. Now I already downloaded the file. It puts a zip file on your computer, and then what you do is you unzip it, and then when you open up the unzipped file, you will have your driver here, which you go ahead, open it up, select Windows 10 or Windows 7, and then you select your system, which mine was 64-bit, so I selected that one, and it installed the driver onto my computer. Now it's going to tell you that these are unverified and asks you if you want to move forward. I just selected yes, so hopefully I don't have any issues with that. That is one negative. One other negative is that they do not have this for Mac, only PC. So if you are a Mac user, you're going to want to find a PC to do this update. So now this other file, the 2 Hollyland Tool v1.00, they want you to take that file and put it directly into the C drive on your computer, so directly into the root hub. So we're going to drag it and drop it into there, and then we're going to click on this upgrader extension, and you can see this app here is in Chinese now. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the charge case into the USB-C cord that's plugged into the computer. I'm going to click on here, which shows that it's connected to a COM3 port, which I think that's the port that it said that it put it on. Then I'm going to go ahead and click onto this, and it automatically put this file name in here, so I'm not sure if that's the current file. It doesn't really specifically say, but we're going to go ahead and go with that and see if that, okay, so it says that file is not found. So we're going to open the upper upgrade, open this, and we're going to try to open that, and then click on this and see if it updates. And it shows you a percentage there of updating, so I'm assuming it worked. If not, we're going to find out. Now when this is updating, you want to make sure you do not unplug this from your computer. You want to make sure your update goes through all the way in case there's any chance of anything getting bricked. So I'm going to open this up and we will see if it says anything. It doesn't say anything about updating, so we're going to find out if this works or not. Alright, so once the update went through, everything turned on, but it didn't say that it was updated or if the update went through. Now in the PDF file, it tells you to leave it plugged in, and it says that these will update automatically after the update reaches 100%. I haven't seen anything happen yet. It said to hit these buttons, the right and the left, if nothing happens. Still not seeing anything saying that the transmitters or receivers are updating, so not quite sure if that actually worked, if it went through or not. It's really not self-explanatory how to update these, so I'm going to have to do some more research and see if I'm doing this correctly. But as far as the PDF goes, I followed the step-by-step instructions. So like I said, not sure if it actually updated the receiver and transmitter or if it just updated the case. All right, so one thing I figured out is when the receiver is in the case, if you hold down the left button, it will open up a screen that shows you the firmware version, and if you hold down again, it shows you the firmware version, I'm assuming, of the case, the receiver, the transmitter 1 and transmitter 2, and you can see the current version that I'm on, 1.0.88 for both the receiver and both transmitters, and the case is on version 1.3.88. So I would definitely check that when you get this and make sure you're up to date on the current firmware version. All right guys, so thanks for watching. If you are interested in that range test, like I said, stick around and I will see you around on the next one. And don't forget to leave a comment below if you guys have any questions, especially because it really helps my channel out a lot. See you guys around on the next one. Thanks for watching.